architect.
Can I start, sir?
Yes. Are you all ready?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Very good. Go.
Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Majid Mubarak Al-Kuwaimi from Saudi Arabia, and I'm doing my master in architecture. And I work like 7 years in Ministry of Islamic Affairs and construction management. So this project relates to my previous job, and it's integration between wind turbine and minaret to provide energy, and this will be in Saudi Arabia. I will try to talk about the minaret and the Saudi Arabia and the mosques and the wind energy also, and I will try to talk about the advantage of using wind energy, especially in mosques. I will go to analysis of integration, possible ways of integration, and I will talk about case studies, one in Germany and one in United Kingdom, and I will end with important point about wind behavior and building height. First, this is the minaret, and when we go to the definition, it's like a vertical element attached to the mosque, and the mosque is where Muslims worship God, and the structure of the minaret is like shaft, and this part we have like a staircase, and the gallery is like a decoration part, and the helmet also as a decoration part. And the function of the minaret is to deliver the voice of color, as we see here. And this is like in the past time, but now we have like speakers and the microphone inside the mosque. And also the function of the minaret is being like a landmark for mosque and for the entire city. Also to show the direction of we call it Kaaba. And some of architecture and architect use the minaret as a ventilation system and lighthouse. And now we go to this is the Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia as a government are responsible about the majority of the mosques there, around 55,000 mosques, and this responsibility is about construction and maintenance and operation. And this costs the government a lot regarding especially in electricity. And when we go to the studying of the wind, we have like a good wind energy in some areas in Saudi Arabia. And I like this quotation: even though the Saudi Arabia is the world's largest producer of petroleum, it's also blessed with the high potential of renewable energy source like solar and wind. Now the advantage of using wind energy, not just in mosque and built environment, but I will talk about mosque, saving on transfer cost of the grade area. For example, if we have like a building which we consider it as a mosque in a far away, and for like a group of houses, and this in terms of used power, it's cost less. But when we know there is the line of transmission is far away, as a government we have to connect this building to the main line, and this costs government a lot. Also we minimize the transmission losses, and this is around 10%, because the wind the energy which we produce, we just use it directly from the same area. Also saving in the usage of electricity, and make use of high-rise building, and there is like environment advantage, especially when population, and we can see that Saudi Arabia is similar to the United States in the population of air. Now we will analyze the integration. We have to understand the quantity of electricity that mosque need. It's from 10 kilowatt, 1,000 kilowatt to 24,000 kilowatt, and the kind of wind turbine that fit inside the minaret. Now we go to the possible ways of integration. I have three models. This model A is inserting a whole wind turbine in the mosque, The second option is to insert just the turbine, the turbine inside the gallery, which is the open area. The third concept is to integration and start from scratch to design a whole system of wind turbine to be integrated with the mosque, and I become with the three choice. And the advantage of this sample is first one. This one is easy to put, and for sure it will give me the highest possible quantity of energy. But is the problem with this one, it will hit the identity of mosque and will be ignored to reduce, because whatever we do to the turbine tower, it will still consider as a foreign element. The second one is just work with the minaret, and the third one, which is I like, because it's make a challenge between the architect and the wind energy engineer. Now I'm lucky, I get like 2 case studies. They make this ideas, one in Germany, and they use the vertical axis wind turbine, and the height of this minaret is 22 meters high, and the architects make the blade from glasses to give like, especially in the night, give like a nice image of this. And they became with a good economical idea, which is provide 30% from mosque. They sell the energy of mosque to the bank to recap, because they take a loan, and this is for 10 years. The second example in London, in United Kingdom, and I think he used this one. Just they add some feature, because I didn't find a lot of information about it. Now we have to understand the important point: wind behavior, minaret location, and building height, and environment aspects, and the safety issue. We have to, before we select the site, we have to study the wind behavior in the site. For example, here we have like a big empty land, but there is not a good wind speed here. But here in a small area, I think this is better than this one. Also, we have to study the building height, especially the neighbors. For example, if we select, this is the good place for the for minaret, we have to orientate it to catch the bits energy, and you can see here the point here is better than here. This is you can see the differentiation between the color. Now we have to also, there is a technical aspect like a noise, especially with the mosque inside the the neighborhood, and we have to consider the problem of noise and vibration, also the structure of minaret and the reflected light. I think this one is not famous with with the kind in the farm, wind farm. Also, there is like a safety issue. I think the wind turbine and built environment share the same safety issues with one in the rural area, but the famous one blade collapse, especially because there is a lot of people around this element, and we have two solutions for this one: steel collapse and steel cage. Now finally, it seems that another function will be added to the minaret, which is producing energy by integration with the wind turbine that may encourage for wind energy technology in Saudi Arabia. In addition, that will lead to develop wind turbine manufacture in the built environment area. In conclusion, as it's known for Muslims, mosque is the source of religion and knowledge. Now mosque could be an energy source. Any question? By the way, my son drew this one.
Okay, questions?
Yes, sir.
What about like the aesthetics of this? So is it going to offend anyone to put a piece of modern technology in a mosque, or it's more religious thing? Or?
Yes, it's helpful, and I think the religion does not avoid to to invest in energy and in technology. I think the religion go forward for this one.
I mean, it's a good idea. It's
Yeah.
just what it, there are some people that are
Yeah,
entrenched.
yeah, because I'm working Ministry of Film like for 8 years, and we support these ideas.
Other questions? Okay, I have one. So on the slide 4, on the Saudi Arabia map,
Yes.
the wind power map, okay, you said the average wind speed is 6 meters per second, and I couldn't read on there.
Yeah,
what height is that? What's the elevation?
Yeah, this was here in the around here. This number is not related to this map, but yeah, this studies around the years. This is the average of wind energy.
Okay. Do you know the elevation of that
No,
measurement?
I didn't get it.
Okay. It's a little bit low, don't you agree? If it's 10 meters, that's probably okay, because at 80 it's probably a lot higher. But if that's the 80 meter value, that would be a little low, don't you think? Or what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's good, but especially with the. I think the right time is not logical for Saudi Arabia to go to the wind energy, and because we have a lot of source. But I think we have to start with it, and in this area, there is a mountain here, and I think this is because all of Saudi Arabia is like a flat, like a Lubbock, and yes. And we have in this area, yes, this is like a mountain, and we can get a lot of energy. But the problem there is no a lot of people live there when we compare to these areas. So,
okay. All right. Other questions for Majid? No. Okay. Nice job, Majid.
thank you.
Okay. Next is Michael Bicker.